Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to PG-13 Movie Month. Now, tonight I'm going to talk about a 2011 movie from the fall of that year, and it's a robot movie. No, this is not Transformers. I'm not reviewing the first four films. I've already done rants on them. I'm doing the fifth one sometime this month, hopefully. Yeah, or unfortunately. But anyway, this is a movie that's not a Transformers movie, but it does have robots, directed by Sean Levy, called Real Steel. I finally got to see this movie on TV. It was edited for content, but again, they did say some of the curse words. And did was the movie well shot and everything and watchable? Yes, it's a good movie. It has its flaws. I'll get to that, but it's a good movie with robots that's not 3 hours long like the last three Transformers movies. Basically, Hugh Jackman is he used to be a boxer, and he's fighting for the custody of his son, who is this little blonde boy named Max, who they work together to find scrap metal so that they could build this robot to do fights like Rocky or Rock'em Sock'em Robots. It's basically the premise in a nutshell, and it's enjoyable. I thought Sean Levy's a good director when it comes to casting people with adult actors that can actually act, and kids. Well, let me turn the fan on. Hold on, I gotta do that because it's hot in here. But yeah, the movie, it had a lot going for it because it's 2 hours and 7 minutes. That's way shorter than any of the Transformers movies. That's 127 minutes. See, The Force Awakens, Rogue One, and Episode 9, Episode 8. You do not need to be 3 hours to get your point across. Excuse me. Yeah, can you hear that? I'm gonna have to shut off the fan for a second. But anyway, you don't need to be 3 hours to get my attention. You just have to have good characters, some decent pacing, good writing, and some action that actually is well shot. When the robots are fighting each other, I can actually see it. They don't shake the camera. They don't jump edits. They don't freaking have the aspect ratio changing every now and then, like in Last Night, which I'll get to that soon. The robots look different from each other. They look like toys, but really cool. The motion capture on the boxing is really well done. I like the actors in it. You have Anthony Mackie in the film in a supporting role as Finn. So fuck you, Force Awakens. You stole that name from this movie and from Sharknado. So a double fuck you. And also you have Evangeline Lilly, my love bug from Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. One of my problems in the film is that she doesn't have much to do. She's just basically the token girlfriend for Hugh Jackman. He sweet talks her near the end, and he kisses her, of course, because again, who wouldn't resist Evangeline Lilly's face? She knows how to cry. I'll tell you that. In every movie she's in that she cries, she shows great emotion. She's a very vulnerable flower. And the boy that plays Max he's a good actor. He's a cute Canadian boy. He's going to be like 20 years old next year. He's a good actor. I mean, I wish I could see him in more now compared to he hasn't done a film in a couple years, but he's still a better actor than a lot of actors that I've seen on the Disney Channel or Nickelodeon. I can easily say that. This kid actually carried his own. Him and Hugh Jackman have decent chemistry together. I like the scenes. The soundtrack is pretty awesome. It's a good looking film. It actually looks like a film, not like bad filters or whatever. There's some product placement. They show Dr. Pepper and Sony and HP and other stuff as well. But yeah, the pacing is a lot better than any Transformers movie. It's not long. It doesn't have scenes that stretch out too long. There are some unnecessary characters, like Kevin Durant is in the movie. He plays this Southern Fried guy in Texas that Hugh Jackman owed him money, and he comes after him until like the end. He beats him up later in the film. It's kind of like the scene. This movie's basically Logan, but without the gore and without the violence and without the downbeat ending and the dark tone. But it had some moments of that because it's Hugh Jackman. His performance is good in the film. His accent's a little off. Sometimes his accent comes out in some of the words he says. It's like he's doing three accents at once. But other than that, I thought he was good. His acting, his facial expressions, him boxing, and then the kid is getting emotional for some reason. But again, it's well done. This got like a 50 something percent on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, audiences liked it. It got like a 73% or so, and it's fun. If you haven't seen the movie, if you're tired of Transformers and you want to see something with robots that's not painfully long, or a fuck you to fans like Last Jedi was, or Brolo, or freaking Rogue One, this is your movie. It's a lot better. It's not dark and gritty. It has some serious dramatic moments, like when the kid is building the robot and he gets his ass kicked in some of the fights, but he believes in him. His name is Adam, Atom. He's a cool looking robot. It's not he doesn't talk. He's just a lot of facial, just a lot of arm movements, and it's well done. And I like the fact that the movie is it's got some, like I said, it has some filler in it with Kevin Durant, because he's in the beginning of the movie, he disappears for like half of it, and then he just comes back out of nowhere, which makes no sense. You also have this Russian girl and this Japanese guy, which they're stock characters. They're basically stereotypes just to make the plot go forward. But they're there in the movie. They're not. They don't annoy me. They're not in the film too much. The fights also, they have like grand arenas where the robots battle. It's pretty awesome. It's like in the sixth Rocky movie. The movie has a budget. It's not low budget bullshit. It was a huge hit when it came out in October of 2011. I should have saw it in theaters. It's pretty heartwarming at times. It's good. If Josh hates this movie, I have no idea why, because I'm like, it's a better movie than Snow and the Huntsman. I can easily say that. I enjoyed this more. The leads are way more sound. It's way faster pace. It doesn't have a shitty actress that just is thrown in there that can't act or bird teeth. But even though I don't hate that movie, I think it's decent. This is way better. It's not for everyone. Some people are going to find it boring or find the kid annoying. I was once a 11-year-old boy. And let me tell you, I was very hopped up on sugar and I was very loud and I would run around a lot. You'd be surprised if you saw footage of me when I was 11. It was way more bouncier than now. And the film goes on, like I said, Hugh Jackman is like, "What do you want me to do?" He said, "Just be there for me. Do what that's all you need to do. Be there as a dad. Be there for me. Don't just do this for the money and ignore me. Just do it for me." And I'm like, "Yeah, I get it. I get the movie. It's got a little bit of Iron Giant in it. The boy and his robot. I get it." And Sean Levy's done a lot of movies I like. He did the Night of the Museum. I like the first one. I haven't seen the sequels. Date Night, I actually like that movie. It's very fun. He did this first Cheaper by the Dozen movie, which I think is hilarious. It's a good remake. And this movie is a lot of fun too. So he's a good director that has a better track record than anybody that has done a Disney Wars movie. Easily. He did better movies than Gareth Edwards. He did better movies than freaking J.J. Abrams and Ryan Johnson. Lord and Miller, that's debatable because I do like their other films, but they were fired, so they never finished their movie. And his movies are way shorter than anything Ron Howard's done in years. And like I said, it's a good movie. It's a good watch. It's fun. It has, action sequences that are well shot. You got the actors that are sound in the movie. There's no one in this movie I would have cut out, like an Ant-Man and Wasp, a freaking Hannah Kamen bullshit character that was not needed. There's not really a main villain in the movie. It's mostly just the robots fighting each other. And like I said, the designs are cool. It has color. It's not oversaturated like some of the DC movies. I can actually see what's going on. They don't sap the color out like in Beauty and the Beast 2017. I actually can see the brightness, and not everything has to have pretty colors to be good. But this movie definitely, it deserves a watch. It's not as terrible as the critics said it was. They thought probably it was generic and it has kind of a Spielberg feel. Well, he did produce the movie, and but I said it doesn't distract me. Spielberg has done less harm to cinema than other directors and producers. Let me tell you. And a lot of his films are some of my favorites of all time, and I can defend them for that. I don't want to see Ready Player One because of the British chick, but other than that, the visuals are good in that. Here, I like the visuals. The effects look great. It got nominated for an Oscar. It didn't win, but it deserved it. And, it's a film that kind of doesn't get talked about as much as the Transformers movie because they said, oh, has there ever been a good movie with a robot? Well, Wall-E was a good movie with a robot, and this one's a good one too. It gets a 7.3 on IMDb, so obviously it does have a fan base. It's not for everyone, but it pleased me. After 5 painfully boring Transformers movies and a bad Power Rangers reboot and freaking Disney War movies that are just recycling and regurgitating stuff I've seen already. This was a nice breath of fresh air. It did something different with robots. That's all I can ask for. And it was not boring. I was never bored. Like, it does have its issues. Like I said, it is cliche. You know it's predictable. You know the robot is going to survive at the end. You know that the kid and the father are going to be reunited, and you know what's going to happen. So, happy ending. But hey, it's not downbeat, at least, and it's not mean spirited. Like, when I was seeing Daddy's Home, not two, the first one, I saw some of it. It's so mean spirited. Here, this not. This is a really sweet movie at times, and it does its job. It entertains. So that's all I can say about Real Steel. It's solid steel. If I would give a rating, it would be solid steel, action, family drama, and it's not downbeat, so it's worth it. It's not harmful to kids either because it's not that violent. And yeah, there's some curse words in it, but again, kids have heard worse freaking words in movies. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm sweating like a pig. I gotta just finish this review. You can watch Real Steel. It's worth at least one watch. It's fun. So, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next review.